Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Timon of Athens, and we're just in what we're going to call Act 1, Scene 2 because Shakespeare didn't put out act and scene delineations in the first folio version, like the whole thing is Act 1, Scene 1. But anyway, we're going to say that we're in Act 1, Scene 2 because there's been a little bit of a change of scenery. So, bit of a recap. We are in Athens, and Timon is known as a man who is extraordinarily generous, and pretty much all of the rest of Athens is taking advantage of this. The poet that we met yesterday is pretty sure that this is going to turn out to be a bad thing at some point in the future. And we also got to meet Apemantus, who is the professional cynic in the town, and he's grumpy and really wants nothing to do with Timon. But after we saw Timon give bail money for Ventidius and give money to one of his employees, I guess, a servant feels a little weird to say, but maybe he is a servant, so that he would be able to marry the woman that he loves and have like a sort of dowry or some money to be able to take care of her in the future and all this other stuff. He invites like all of Athens over for dinner. So Act 1, Scene 2, we're at the dinner, and you know, people are coming in, senators, the poet, the painter, the jeweler, the merchant, Timon, all these people are coming in, and there's music and there's food, and Apemantus comes in and just sort of like plunks down. He really doesn't want to be there, but anyway, we'll get to that in a second. So the scene, Act 1, Scene 2, starts out with Ventidius thanking Timon for providing the bail money and saying, here, let me pay you back for it. And Timon's like, no, that's not how this works. Like, if I am generous towards you and then you pay me back, then it negates my generosity. So like, no, I'm not going to take money back from you. Like, come, just enjoy yourself at my feast. I think that everybody deserves to have good friends who will look out for them sort of no matter what. And some of the other lords are like, yeah, that's right. And Apemantus is like, you're all a bunch of idiots. Like, you don't know what you're talking about, and you're not looking at the future, and you have no idea what people actually are like, and that sort of thing. And Timon is like, oh, Apemantus, so glad that you're here. And Apemantus is like, really, I'm just here because I want you to have to kick me out. And Timon's like, no, come on, sit. Like, we'll give you your own table. You can enjoy the feast, have some meat. And Apemantus says, I scorn thy meat. 'Twould choke me, for I should never flatter thee. Oh, you gods. What a number of men eats Timon, and he sees 'em not. It grieves me to see so many dip their meat in one man's blood. And all the madness is, he cheers them up too. I wonder men dare trust themselves with men. Methinks they should invite them without knives. Good for their meat and safer for their lives. There's much example for it. The fellow that sits next to him, now parts bread with him, pledges the breath of him in a divided draught, is the readiest man to kill him. 'Tis been proved. If I were a huge man, I should fear to drink at meals, lest they should spy my windpipe's dangerous notes. Great men should drink with harness on their throats. So he's showing us how lovely and cynical he can be. He's like, I don't want any of this. Like, look around. All of these people are leeching off of you, Timon. Like, they're pretending that they're your friends, but these are the ones, like the guy that's sitting right next to you and breaking bread with you is the first one that's going to step up and kill you, like given a chance to do so. He's like, this is ridiculous that this many people of import would all sit and dine together, because anybody here could kill anybody here at any given moment. Like, they could poison your wine. Why not? Like, everybody should be protecting themselves more, especially while you're eating and drinking some other guy's food. Like, y'all should be way more careful. And Timon is like, yeah, no, pass around the wine. And somebody else is like, yeah, pass it over here. And we're going to get to hear a little bit more of Apemantus being super cynical in tomorrow's monologue, as the rest of the party just passes around the wine and has a good time. So I'll see you then for that. Mwah.